about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
You're listening to the Wrestlebread podcast.
Cut the shit.
How many red carpets you guys want to walk in your $4,000 ridiculous heels? You will never be able to lace up my Chuck Taylors.
This is your fault. This is your fault.
I didn't get mad when you stole all my moves.
Your daddy's not here anymore.
How was your movie, by the way? I missed it.
Mine went straight to DVD, just like yours.
Careful you don't hurt your neck again going through those ropes.
What is going on, everyone? This is episode 201 of the Wrestlebread podcast. My name is JD, the first effing lady, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Last week was a big milestone of celebrating episode number 200. But, unfortunately, it came along with, some terrible news with Bray Wyatt's passing. But, we honored him and everything like that. And we did predictions for All In. And now we are doing a bit of a recap of All In. We're also going to be doing All Out and Payback. So, first of all, as you see, I am not by myself right now. I am here with Courtney, the Wonder Woman. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, First Lady. How you doing?
I am doing great. We're going to have an amazing weekend this weekend with Saturday with Collision and Payback, and then Sunday for All Out. And then those are off on Monday, a day to recover from all the wrestling that is going on. And then you have, of course, Monday Night Raw. But first of all, shout out to the chat, to the early birds coming in here. Devin, the Tribal Chief, what's good, family? Thank you so much for tuning in. Kayla, First Lady and Wonder Woman, thank you so much for tuning in. And Dan, sorry guys, sorry couldn't make it. That's completely fine. Life happens, okay? Shit happens, like a lot of people say. So that's completely fine that you were unable to make it. But thank you so much for still tuning in. And then Devin, oh yeah, the ladies running the show. Take notes, Tony. I know, right? We gotta sit here.
Yes.
Where is it at? Tony! Exactly. Streets, what's going on? Thank you so much for tuning in. We got this is the last weekend without football. We're about to enter NFL football season finally. And first of all, like I always say, if you guys need advice on fantasy football, especially those of you who didn't start their fantasy leagues yet, get your info from the streets. Be sure to check out Roto Slappers, a lot of mock drafts happening, sleepers, and things like that. But yeah, be sure to tune in. But thank you so much, Streets, for tuning in. And then Tim King TK, the banger, thank you so much for tuning in. And then just in time, because he's just in time, salute to the first effing lady and Queen Courtney. And then, Devin laugh at the Tony one. And then Moneymaker Chris, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out his podcast 3 and Out. I'll be on there from time to time. And then, oh my gosh, what was not the Keita and Jay show? We Talk Next podcast. I was just on there talking, giving my overall review of All In. So be sure to check out his podcast as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. And first of all, if y'all guys don't know what Bloodline Network is, it is a group of podcasters and writers who are passionate about what they do. And, instead of going to all different websites and, getting some information that may be slightly biased, be sure to go to one website, and that is bloodlinenetwork.com. We cover WWE, AEW, UFC, New Japan, other indie promotions. We cover fantasy football, fantasy baseball as well. a lot of sports. We also cover movies, TV shows, gaming as well. And it's all on there in that one site. So go to the website, check out the articles, and check out all the podcasters, and see which podcast or writer fills out your vibe, and go and check them out. And if you are on the YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified when different podcasts comes out. We have a show each and every day as well. And then before I continue on, we got merch. And not only do we have merch, but we have a sale going on. Go to bloodlinenetwork.com/merch. Courtney is wearing the white shirt today. My red one is upstairs, but we are having a sale. Um, we're having a sale until September 7th, I believe, or September 5th. It was one of those. But we're having a sale going on. T-shirts are $13. 30% off the whole merchandise site. Be sure to go and check it out. Like I always say, we got tank tops for those who like to show the guns in the sun. We got V-necks for those who like a little spicy. We got men's shirts, women's shirts. We got shirts for the little ones. Get some onesies for your ones. And we also have phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and as Devin say, beach towels. Get your ass off that hot sand. Go to the website bloodlinenetwork.com/merch and get your shit now. Okay. And put it just like that. Get your shit now. Okay, yes.
Thanks, Travel Chief.
Till September 7th. Thank you. Until September 7th. Get your shirts running on through the holiday weekend, just in time for fall. I know some people out there like to throw the t-shirt on top of a hoodie. So yeah, appreciate the love. No problem, Chris. Thank you so much though for tuning in. But yeah, so we have a lot to go through. First of all, we just had All In. I'm not going to be doing any news or rumors today. I know everybody is talking about CM Punk, but I want to concentrate on the amazing show that we had at All In. 81,000 paid tickets, despite, yeah, they didn't say sold out. They said 81,000 tickets sold. Okay. They didn't count how many people, went through the turnstile, how many workers were there, anything like that. Whether or not 81,000 people showed up, whatever. It's the fact that 81,000 tickets were sold and this was not a WWE show. It's an amazing feat, okay? Tony Khan should be very proud of himself. Those are WrestleMania numbers. Like I keep saying, the fact that they were able to fill up a stadium is amazing. And it gives hope for a lot of companies out there that are not US companies that are not WWE, that it can be done. You can stand toe to toe with WWE, and AEW has proven it. Courtney, what's your overall thoughts on All In?
My overall thoughts, there were some things I didn't like. Some people losing their titles that I thought was disrespectful, but overall, I gave the show a 7 out of 10. And if you know me, I usually rate AEW pretty low because it hadn't been impressing me much lately, but it actually really impressed me.
Yeah, good. Overall for me, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Some of the finishes were a bit iffy, of course. But overall it was a pretty good show. So just to do a quick overview for the pre-show. Apparently there was a 2-hour pre-show. And I think the first hour wasn't really announced or anything like that. So, that was a bit iffy there. I tuned in and I thought the show started, so that freaked me out a bit. But we had a contract signing, I believe, between Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs. We had a segment with Jeff Jarrett and a local. I think his name was Greedo or something like that. And then we come to the second hour of 0 Hour, which was the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match. Better Than You, Baby, defeating Ozzy Open to win the titles. We had Hook defeat Jack Perry for the FTW Championship. And then opening the show was CM Punk going against Samoa Joe. A singles match for the Real World Championships. CM Punk defeated Samoa Joe. We had Bullet Club Gold, Konosuke Takeshita defeating the Golden Elite by pinfall. Takeshita actually pinned Kenny Omega, which was very surprising. We had FTR who retained their titles against the Young Bucks to everyone's surprise, because everyone thought that they would lose the belts due to Cash Wheeler's legal issues. We had the Best Friends, Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, and Penta defeating the Blackpool Combat Club in the Stadium Stampede match. We had Saraya, who won the title. Big entrance with her and her family. And I forgot what song she came out of, but it was a licensed song that Tony paid money for. But she defeated Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker, and Tony Storm to win the AEW Women's World Championship. We had Darby Allin and Sting, who defeated Christian Cage and Swerve in a tag team coffin match. We also had Will Ospreay, who defeated Chris Jericho in a singles match that lasted almost 15 minutes. So congrats to Chris Jericho for lasting 15 minutes with Will Ospreay. Then we had a House Rules, No Holds Bar 6-man tag team match for the AEW Trios Championship, which the Acclaim, along with the most over DX person right now, Billy Gunn, defeating the House of Black. And then finally, we had MJF, who defeated Adam Cole for the AEW World Championship, which definitely, I would say, maybe my match of the night, because of it was such an intense storyline between these two. Everyone assumed that someone was going to turn on the other, or that that one was going to turn on the other, that this title championship normally splits people. But and we also had Roderick Strong, who came out like the girlfriend who wanted the man to choose her, or the ex-girlfriend, I should say, that wanted the man to choose her, and wanted Adam Cole so badly to hit MJF with a chair or whatever like that. And in the end, MJF won, and Adam Cole chose the bromance to continue. Devin said, I gave it a solid A. Oh. However, after watching the remaining matches, it gets a B plus. Well, first of all, the fact that you gave it a high rating is just completely shocking. I mean, I didn't expect that.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us.
Huh?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Who would have thought Devin would sit here, give a high rating for an AEW pay-per-view? But yeah, my match of the night, it would be MJF and Adam Cole, because of the strong storytelling that was happening in the ring. And shout out to the crowd, of course, in UK for just holding it down for, I think this was like 5 or 6 hours, and they were fired up throughout the whole show, through pretty much every match. You can hear them loud and clear chanting and stuff like that. They were chanting during the tag team match, Wheeler's got a gun or something like that. And yeah, and then I didn't get to hear all the chants that they were doing, but still, shout out to them for such being an amazing crowd. Kayla said, big moment for Saraya. Yes, definitely a big moment for Saraya. Courtney, what's your favorite match of the night?
My favorite matches have to be the Stadium Stampede, and especially even when Mox turned into a hedgehog. Yes, he turned into a hedgehog, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody freaked out. I was with them when they freaked out, and yeah, so that would happen to be my match of the night.
Yeah, Devin put up a still of our reaction when
Yes.
we saw Mox turn into a hedgehog / porcupine / a sick fuck. I thought I've seen it all when it comes to John Moxley. But the shock on my face, it just made me just
Give me the jacket. Give me the fucking jacket. Fucking useless sack of shit. Get out! Get out!
like the craziest thing I ever saw. I didn't ask for that. No
I
one
don't
asked
think
for that.
anybody asked for that, but
No one asked
hey,
for that.
I mean, I don't know whether to be disturbed or to check on his mental health, or either I don't know which is more disturbing, the sticks in the head or the pizza cutter.
I don't know, or the fork, the
Yeah,
screwdriver, the
yeah,
glass. Like, yeah, John Moxley is a psycho.
yes,
Yeah,
he is.
you gotta love the fact that he is doing what he wants to do, which is just like make people be shocked as all hell at everything that he does. Devin said that might be my favorite clip so far. It is mine too. It is
Yes.
mine. As you guys saw during the watch along for All Out, All In. So if you haven't checked out the watch party for All In, be sure to you can go in and check it out. Check out our reactions to the Stadium Stampede match, our reaction to the ending of MJF versus Adam Cole, our reaction to Saraya winning, our reaction to Darby Allin and Sting winning, because technically they didn't win because Swerve hair was still sticking out of the coffin. Kayla said Blackpool Combat Hedgehogs. Seriously.
Yes, seriously.
I don't know. I don't know how Renee does it. That she probably I guess she just doesn't watch his matches or something. Because I'm going to be I would look at someone differently if they like for their enjoyment. They wake like who wakes up and says yes. I want these sticks poked into my head far enough that they stick out of my head and I'm bleeding from it. Don't know. I feel as though he would be the perfect candidate for a Red Cross blood drive or something, because the amount of blood this man spills within just a single week is just mind blowing. Mind blowing. But you have any other thoughts, Courtney, on All In before we start to look towards the predictions for All Out?
I will say this, maybe next year don't book All Out and All In within a week of each other, because when you're booking the show the week of, it's a business issue for me, and it sends red flags to me, because I am your buyer, so I will not be purchasing All Out. Sorry, I just gotta say that. That was on my chest. I'm getting it out off my chest.
No, you fine. You're fine. I was watching All In from Brazil. Probably going to watch All In from Brazil too, if you guys understand what I'm saying. Devin says combat hedgehogs. Yes. Um, well, unfortunately, I got some bad news, Courtney, because they announced that All In will be coming back to the UK in 2024. I forgot what I think it's in August on top of that. Let me see.
It's the 25th.
Yeah, August 25th, which means that we're going to have another All In the week after, because they usually do All In. Um, yep, maybe. Well, yeah, because Labor Day will be September 2nd. So yeah, it'll be within a week from each other. And I did mention when during the pay-per-view, I said they should make this an annual thing to just go overseas. Now, I didn't expect them to like continuously put it so close to All Out. I was hoping that they would maybe put it in July, maybe, or maybe June. But I don't know how events go over in the UK if they couldn't push it back any earlier in the summer. Um, but I'm happy enough that they are bringing All In back, because it was as far as matches and everything, it was a very entertaining pay-per-view. A lot of people are, debating if this is the best pay-per-view AEW has done, if the best, well, between the first All In and this All In, which one is better, best pay-per-view of the year, and things like that. So, I applaud AEW for doing this, and I don't mind it coming back. It's just the 1 week within another major pay-per-view that I have the issue with, and, mainly because of what the All Out card looks like. The if All Out card feels like an afterthought. I've seen other people
Mhm.
call All Out an afterthought, and it was something that me and I'm sure a whole lot of people had a concern about with these two events is that one will be booked very strongly and the other one will not be booked very strongly because the concentration is more towards the UK show. With the Chicago show, people are going to show up in Chicago anyway. It's a smaller crowd. The pay-per-view and the buy-in rates are not going to be as much as All In. So um he's gonna do it again next year. Hopefully, he'll I'm gonna cross my fingers and give him the benefit of the doubt that next year will go a hell of a lot smoother, and hopefully, All In, do the dream matches and stuff like that, and then All Out would be more, storyline and things like that. Just like we kinda had with All In, Will Ospreay and Chris Jericho was purely, a dream match between those 2. Will Ospreay wanted to face Chris Jericho in his life. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn, that match of Billy Gunn finally winning a championship in AEW in front of a large crowd. The Stadium Stampede, of course, dream match of just the Stadium Stampede. Um, the six-man tag team match, which Kenny, I think according to Tony Khan, Kenny wanted the six-man tag. He wanted the 101 on All Out instead. And this was mainly because of uh as a callback to the first All In as well. Um, Devin said All Out is the WWE version of WrestleMania Backlash. That is such
He's not lying though. There are no lies detected here.
that is so true. Okay, that yeah, it is WrestleMania Backlash. Pretty much the same setup. You have the big show and then you have the show that's kind of like the afterthought. Um, which is what we're seeing here as far as the card for All Out. Um, so to get into the predictions for All Out, um, we have, first of all, for the AEW TNT Championship, Luchasaurus with the champion Christian Cage going against Darby Allin. It was somewhat of a bit of back and forth between these two before the tag team match between Christian Cage and Darby Allin. Of course, Luchasaurus don't really say much because you have Christian Cage who seems to be, looking to open up an orphanage or something like that because he loves to, talk about people whose fathers have passed away. Um, of course, Luchasaurus, we're going to expect that Christian Cage is going to get involved in this match somehow. I'm sure that Darby Allin will either have Nick Wayne or Sting by his side. Courtney, what are your thoughts on this match?
Alright, so my thoughts is this. I was like, when they made this match, okay, let the real champion hold his belt, let him wrestle. Christian, you can sit in the back gorilla area and book matches. There you go. A new booker for your company. So yeah, but as far as who I got, Darby, because the dinosaur only does this.
Truthfully, I like Christian Cage. This is about as much of a heel as I ever seen him in his career. Um, first of all, the fact that he's able to pull off turtlenecks is just like chef's kiss. I want Tony to do the turtleneck on AEW Shop. I am still waiting for it. Um, you know, it's just I never seen anyone wear a turtleneck like that before, and I feel as though you should take advantage of putting out a Christian Cage turtleneck on the AEW Shop, and I would.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
I think it would be perfect to do a turtleneck on AEW Shop. But my thoughts, I feel as though I do like this. I do like the fact that Christian Cage is walking around here saying that he is the TNT Championship. I know eventually that Luchasaurus is going to, start thinking. I mean, he has a master's degree, like he says. For some reason, his brain shuts off whenever Christian Cage comes around. So I feel like eventually, yes, he's going to suddenly have his thoughts about him and then eventually turn on Christian Cage. But for right now, I'm enjoying Christian Cage saying he is the champion and him saying all the craziness that he does. I feel like they could give the title to Darby. I'm gonna go with Luchasaurus retaining.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
I
interesting.
have a feeling though it could go to Darby, but I feel like you have something good right now with Luchasaurus and Christian Cage as the TNT Championship.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Luchasaurus to beat the crap out of Christian Cage.
Yeah, I know it's coming, and then of course they're gonna lead off into a match. Only because Darby had the TNT Championship, he had it for a while. I think he had it twice now at
Yeah,
this point. He had it for a while, so I'm just hoping that he just holds on to it for that Christian Cage sort of holds on to it for a little bit longer, and I would say lose it to somebody else. Freshen up the title a bit. It can go to
mhm,
someone like Kenosuke. It can go to, one of the Gun Club members. I mean, Bullet Club Gold members or something like that. But just do something. Give it to somebody fresh, as far as with that title right now.
right. And
Yeah.
don't have the same people fighting for the title. If you freshen your product up,
Yep.
you will get more eyes. And please give the women more than one match on Dynamite and pay-per-views, please. Thank you very much.
Well, we'll get into that. Um, we will get into that. But the next match, of course, is going.
Big meaty man slapping me.
We got Miro going against Powerhouse Hobbs. They had a signing during the 0 hour of All In, which I completely missed. I completely missed that whole situation. But I am hoping, I don't know. I like both guys. I feel like both guys definitely need a win here. Um, and I feel like it can go to either guy. Um, I don't know. I want Miro to win so he can start getting the momentum, especially since he just came back. This is one of his first serious feuds coming out of, missing for these past couple of months. And then I want Powerhouse Hobbs to win. I'm a fan of Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm hoping that he would win so we can continue on with get him back going again. Kayla says Dinosaur retains with the T-Rex as his sidekick. uh, Faction Cast, what is going on? Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to you, First Lady. I'll watch the rewind, but only could pop in for you, love and respect. Thank you so much, though. Thank you so much for tuning in and always giving the kind words. Be sure to check out Fashion Cast as well. Um, But between Miro and Powerhouse Hobbs, I'm gonna go with Miro here. So I think Powerhouse Hobbs is still with what is it? What's their names?
Um,
QT TV or whatever they're called. So I'm hoping that they try
is
to
that
help him.
still around?
I think. I don't know. I
I,
haven't.
I don't know either, girl.
I
I'm
don't know
like,
either. I remember he yelled at them before. I remember like either a week or two before All In. I remember he yelled at them for trying to help. So I'm assuming that we're starting to cracks here. So I'm hoping that he loses because they try to interfere. Um, and then he breaks away from them because he definitely needs to break away from them. He didn't need QT Marshall from the get go. So I don't know
sure didn't.
whose thought that was, but you need to go back to the drawing board. So I'm officially going to go with Miro here to win because QT Marshall tried to help Powerhouse Hobbs and it didn't work out. What's your thoughts on this match?
Well, I'm gonna say it for everybody in the room. It's big meaty men fight slapping meat. Yeah.
Big meaty man slapping me.
I'm excited for this match. I'm a Hobbs fan. I loved him when he was with Team Taz, and now he's with Kitty Marshall. Yeah. But anyway, Hobbs is a star power player.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he's with the faction because he could be out here going for gold on his own. And that kind of irks me with this company is there's not really any singles competitors at all. And that needs to change to me. But as much as I love Hobbs, I gotta go with Miro because that's just he's amazing at what he does, and I wish the Redeemer would come back because that belt with him as the Redeemer, so dope, so dope. I love that belt.
Yes. Definitely chef's kiss when he was the Redeemer with the TNT championship. So I'm hoping, eventually we go back to that as far as him getting the title back. But I would love to see Powerhouse Hobbs win the TNT championship at some point. I want him to win the championship at some point. But yeah, like you said, he really shouldn't have been with QT Marshall, QT TV or whatever it is. Or win the TNT championship again. That's right. He did win it before. But yeah, he didn't need QT Marshall at all. And I can't wait to see this match. And I'm hoping that, with them being on Collision, that this is a start of some, serious feuds between these two, or, something at that point. But next up, the check off the checklist women's match for the AEW TBS Championship. We got Chris Statlander going against Ruby Soho. Now I don't watch Rampage, so I don't know if like there was a story going on with this if there's a story going on with this or anything like that. You know. Um So I first of all, I'm a big fan of Chris Statlander. I wanted her to win the TBS championship off of Jade Cargill. Unfortunately though, I don't watch Rampage like that. So I don't even know. I only see, of course, when she defends it on either Collision or Dynamite. So I don't even know how her tethering is outside of that, or if there's even a storyline between these two. We did briefly see Ruby Soho during the women's fatal four way. She tried to help out Tony or Saraya, and then turned around and then she left because I think she got hit by mistake. What's going on, Dan? Shout out to Cage My IQ. Be sure to check out Dan Out, who is always in the weeds. He got the dirt for you to let you know what's going on. So be sure to check him out. But thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, we lost Courtney. But thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see. Let me get rid of this for right now. There we go. We got her back. There we go.
What? I have no idea what happened.
Here we go, Kayla. The Chris Statlander professional here. Expert, I should say. She stopped Ruby from beating up Britt and Sheeta on Rampage and carried Ruby out over her shoulder. There we go. That is the story for this match. Shout out to Kayla. Okay, the Chris Statlander expert here, filling in the details of how this match came together. But I'm gonna go with Chris Statlander, of course, to retain this match. I love Chris Statlander. Of course, Kayla is the ultimate lover of Chris Statlander, but I am a big fan of Chris Statlander, and I want her retained, even though, unfortunately, this means that Ruby Soho is going to lose another shot at the
Oh, man.
Kayla said, "Love my girl." Yeah, unfortunately for Ruby Soho, this is like what the third time at this point that she is going to lose either a shot at a title or a shot in the tournament or something like that. But it is what it is. But Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
My thoughts is this. Chris Statlander's gonna commit a murder and you won't see Ruby NoHo for a while. Sorry, that's what my sister calls her. I hang out with her before our show. So and so I got like the guys like to call her Snatlander.
Mm-hmm.
I love Chris Statlander. Although I will say I love her alien persona better than this persona.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand why she's not being booked at every show or whatever. She's only had 3 defenses. So, I mean, why not book her like Jade, but don't let her be in squash matches for 50 or 60 matches? You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is she hasn't really been like you kind of saying the same thing what I said of that she wasn't really being shown on Collision or Dynamite like that. And it's a shame. And I said this before, for them to at least have more than one women's championship. You could have had a Britt Baker match. You could have put on here Athena, of course, to defend her title, because Athena is amazing. You could have had her defending her title, maybe against Willow Nightingale or something like that. That would have been a cool match to see on a pay-per-view. What else? We could have had, I don't know if Saraya is still staying overseas or anything like that, but you could have had Saraya defend her title, maybe a rematch between her and Hikaru Shida at a certain point. We could have had Toni Storm as well going against someone, but we could have thrown a second women's championship. I know that the AEW doesn't have so that there are women on AEW's roster that isn't like with high tier wrestling, like some people that we see either in Stardom or WWE or anything like that, or even some of the women in AEW. But you could have put in a second match. But unfortunately, he just wanted to check it off. But we're still counting down for when Jade Cargill returns. Maybe she returns at All Out. Who knows? All Out normally is the pay-per-view where we get people returning or debuting or something like that. So we shall see if that happens. Next up for the AEW International Championship, we had the match again with Orange Cassidy and Penta this past week, where Orange Cassidy retained and cut a very passionate promo on Dynamite as well. Um Not that much that we seen him really cutting a promo or anything like that. Normally he is a few words, but we have a match between Orange Cassidy and John Moxley. What's your thoughts on this match?
Um, let's see. We got pockets here, and we got the man of extreme hedgehogness going on. Um, I'm torn between this match because I think Orange has done a great job carrying the belt, but that's not actually who I see with this international title. I actually see somebody who's actually from overseas, like a Kip Sabian. Either Pop, give it back to Pop. Where's my boy Pop at? Okay, and then but as far as who I got winning, I'm sorry, Orange, your reign is over. It's gonna go to Mox the Hedgehog.
Wow. Wow. Didn't expect that there. I didn't expect that one, but yeah, I feel as though this is going to be an interesting match between Orange Cassidy and John Moxley. Orange Cassidy has been doing amazing during this title reign. Um Kayla said, don't
Sorry, Kayla,
Orange
I love you.
Cassidy, Courtney. But yeah, Orange Cassidy has been doing amazing during his title reign. Um, During his title reign as the international championship, he has been defending it, the pretty much the workhorse that everyone is saying, defending the title each and every week, defending it on pay-per-views, defending on Dynamite. Sometime I believe so he defended it a few times on Collision at a certain point, but definitely just like putting it all out there. Um, Even though this is a singles match, we all know eventually um, John Moxley is going to bleed.
Crime wave in Gotham. Other breaking news. Water wet.
It's just a matter of when he's going to bleed, even though he did not bleed the past week as well either. What's going on, Angela? Shout out to the Mrs. Tribal Chief. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, Thank you so much. Um, but for this match, I'm gonna go with Orange Cassidy to retain. I know that, even though sometimes they would be I feel like title changes would normally happen on major pay-per-views. Um, and I feel like I could see your point of John Moxley winning because he could take
Hmm.
the title overseas and defend it in other companies and stuff like that, which I think would have been the intention of this.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I just don't see John Moxley winning the title. I feel like John Moxley doesn't really need to win the title. I feel as though whoever wins the title next should be a bit of underdog who can like build up their reputation by, constantly defending this title. Because this title gets a lot of love. I mean, Christian Cage has put over the TNT Championship, kind of similar with Darby Allin when he had the TNT Championship, when Bro
Hmm.
TNT Championship, that a title, this type of title should go to someone who, a bit of like a starter kit for a title, who
Yeah.
defend it and stuff like that. Kayla said, I would be okay if Orange lost the title and went after the trios with Chuck and Trent and actually win them.
No, I'll be down with that.
Yeah, I mean, eventually for them to go after the trios because I like the fact they Acclaimed won the trios belt, especially their little celebration that they had on Dynamite, which was a lot of fun. It was very funny, and they have custom belts now for the trios, which
Are they scissors?
It actually you know how on the back it's the Velcro and it goes like this is actually
Uh-huh.
scissor. The back of it is
Wow.
actually a scissor, and the belt is pink too.
Wow.
Yeah, which I'm a fan of. I like the custom belts. Now I'm sure everybody in the mama is gonna buy the hell out of those belts. Um, I wish that House of Black had a custom belt, but I guess because they
Me
didn't
too.
really gonna have it that long. So I'm assuming that the Acclaim is gonna have it for a while since they made a whole custom belt for them and everything. Um, but I'm gonna go with Orange Cassidy retaining here, and I feel like he'll more likely lose it. I don't know. I don't want to say on a random dynamite, but I want him to lose the title to someone else, other than John Moxley. But I wouldn't be mad if John Moxley wins this match either, because I feel as though he'll actually take the title and take it overseas to other companies, a lot of the indies, very similar to what he did when he was AEW champion, if I remember correctly. That he
Yeah.
took that he was overseas and he wrestled in different promotions as well. So yeah, to Orange Cat.
Good luck.
Because yeah, John Moxley is definitely going to bring it to them, especially if he has especially since Claudio and Wheeler Yuta will be there as well. We'll probably see the best friends there as well, so
Do
we
we
shall
see
see.
Eddie Kingston maybe perhaps getting involved too?
It's possible because Eddie is there as well, so they could probably maybe use this match as a kind of a sneak peek at the match with Eddie Kingston, Shibata, and the Blackpool Combat Club. So we shall see. But next up we have a singles match. Kenny Omega going against Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita actually pinned Kenny Omega at All In. What's your thoughts on this match?
Okay, let me say, when I first saw Takeshita on Dark and Elevation, I knew right then and there he belonged in AEW.
Mhm.
He is beyond amazing. Um, Kenny's alright too, but man, I'm taking Takeshita on this one, baby. I I just gotta go with the tape soup because that's how I can pronounce his name.
Yeah, I feel like this may be my match of the night because Kenny
Mhm.
Omega is very talented. Konosuke Takeshita is very talented. I am so happy for him. I mean, he went from like when he first came to AEW, a lot of people was like, "Who is this person?" And he got over, he got over with the crowd, with his wrestling abilities and stuff like that. And now he wrestled in front of 80,000 people at Wembley, and now he has a singles match against Kenny Omega, pinned Kenny Omega in front of 80,000 people, and turned around and now has a singles match. He's going to have Don Callis around by his side. Of course, I'm sure they're going to play up the fact that Konosuke pinned Kenny. But
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
yeah, so I'm sure Kenny is going to bring everything with him. He did mention a while ago, I think it was during the Blood and Guts match or something like that, that he was not done with Don Callis. So we'll see how this goes between Don Callis and Kenny Omega. But I feel as though this is going to be my match of the night. And I'm going to go with Konosuke as well. I think that he is going to get the win here. And yeah, I can't wait to see how this goes down. But I can't wait to see. I feel like I said, this is going to be the match of the night.
Do you think maybe the Don Catalyst family will get involved, or maybe we'll get revealed of some more of the Callis family members? Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like this will be the perfect pay-per-view for that to happen because, of course, he's been trying to get Chris Jericho to go on his side for the longest of time. And we had a bit of a bit of a reunion between, we had a bit of an argument between Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, um, which I believe they're going to wrestle next week for the tag team titles or something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Mhm.
But I feel as though if they wanted to reveal another person for Don Callis, it could happen here. Maybe it could be Pac that will be added. I mean, there's a lot of people who has been missing between these two pay-per-views. So of course, with Don Callis, in order for their person to win, they have to cheat unless it's Kenny Omega, of course.
Right.
But I'm going to I would like for Konosuke to win, on his own, but with Don Callis there, I have a feeling that Don Callis is going to interfere, and that's where we will, get probably an additional person on his team. So we shall see. But what do you think? Do you think if someone else is going to come out?
I perhaps I have a little inkling that it will, and no, I haven't been in the weeds and dirt, but I just got that feeling that somebody's gonna show up and attack Omega, and then that's gonna lead another series of Omega matches for him, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we'll see because I don't know, this match will determine if they're going to continue a feud with Konosuke or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone else comes out and is added on to this so that Kenny has, pretty much like more to do with this match, of course. Um so next up we have um for the 8-man tag team match, which was a very funny segment on Dynamite where we had um the Bullet Club come in. Well, we had FTR come in and FTR come in and made up with the Young Bucks. They decided, we're all cool, everyone's a happy family and everything like that.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have.
Like they went to war against each other and now suddenly they're all good. So then we had the Bullet Club Gold come in and mention how this is a winner's room, so the Young Bucks need to leave, which I thought was pretty funny. And this led to an 8-man tag team match with Bullet Club Gold, which is Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, Jay White, and Juice Robinson, which had an amazing entrance, a crazy ass entrance at All In, going against the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and FTR, Dax Hardwood, and Cash Wheeler.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Who, is able to continue the wrestle. So, what's your thoughts on this match?
This match is going to be chaos, intensity. But I'm pulling for the Bullet Club because guns up, you know what I mean? And yeah, because the Bullet Club's just too sweet. And yeah, I'm not a fan of FTR anymore, unfortunately. And good luck to him on his legal issues. I'm gonna let them stay over there. So we'll see what happens, but it's gonna be a lot of chaos, and I got a feeling this might be up there with a match of the night as well.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be another match of the night as well. I just find it weird that FTR and the Young Bucks, after all that fighting, that they're just being
We brothers. We #1 in the world.
like all of a sudden they're all good. I'm rooting for Bullet Club Gold because I love the Bullet Club Gold. I think that they are definitely my favorite faction in AEW right now. Of course, the Gun Club with their entrance, there's nothing like it. Just chef's kiss when it comes to that. Jay White, I give it to Tony. I was very critical when Jay White first came in. I felt as though he was not being used correctly. I was like, why is he teamed up with Juice Robinson? Even though I knew that they were I know that they were in Bullet Club together over in New Japan, but I was like, why are they together? I felt as though like because of the booking of Juice Robinson that it brought down Jay White's stock. And here I am just loving the two of them together, especially Juice Robinson carrying the cardboard cutout of Jay White all over the place. So yeah, definitely made me a fan of Bullet Club Gold, which me a few months ago wouldn't have thought that that would have happened. And so yeah, I'm hoping for Bullet Club Gold to win. I feel as though this is going to be a crazy match. And I feel like out of the matches listed here, this would be my second favorite match of the evening. I think this is going to be a great match between these 8 guys. Next up, we have for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, Better Than You, Baby, going against the winner of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Battle Royale, which if you guys don't want to know who's the winner, just mute for the next. Well, don't mute because it's Rampage. More likely, you're not going to watch the Rampage. But I found out that the winners of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Battle Royale is apparently Dark Order.
Wow.
Wikipedia took it out. Wikipedia had it up there, and then they changed it, I guess, so that people won't so in case people don't want to get the spoiler. But it's actually going against Dark Order, which I was like, that is weird. I didn't really expect
Is it though?
Yeah. I really didn't expect the Dark Order to win. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of John Silver and Alex Reynolds. I love them together, Johnny Hungry and everything like that. But as far as going against Better Than You, Baby, I wouldn't have picked a Dark Order to win. I don't even know who's all in the tag team battle royale. But I don't know, not really the biggest fan of for them to go against Better Than You, Baby for the Ring of Honor championship. Okay, I see the other team. So it's Aussie Open, Best Friends, the Hardys, Angelo Parker, Matt Menard, Action and Andraelli and Darius Martin, Gates of Agony, Dark Order, The Righteous, Peter Avalon, and Ryan Nemeth, and the Outrunners. I wouldn't have mind seeing Aussie Open win this to get the rematch.
Rematch, yep.
Yeah. Action Andretti and Darius Martin would have been amazing. But yeah, we got the Dark Order who won here, who's going to go against them at All Out. What's your thoughts on this match?
Well, my thoughts is first, when I hear the Dark Order, I can't help but bring up Brody Lee because I was just such a fan of Brody Lee, and he would always tweet, "Hey, it's Monday. You know that what that means?" And then I would tweet like, "Well, no, actually, I don't. What does that mean?" And he would favorite for me and stuff. So
Oh, that's
that's
cool.
my few favorite interactions with him. And I just thought after his death that Dark Order needed a change and needed to go to heal in order to save everybody. Because if you look, Dark Order is like diminished. It's just basically, I don't know what they're doing with Evil Uno. He's a talented wrestler. I know they let Alan Angels go, who I love what he's doing over at Impact Wrestling. That's why I go watch Impact Wrestling. Shout out to Alan Angels, Alex Reynolds, and Johnny Hungy, baby. But yeah, I don't know why they're in ROH. I would like to see them thrive and strive as a tag team and maybe have tag team gold, but I don't know if I see it.
Yeah, let me add in Graydon. What is going on?
Graydon, what's up, bro?
Sup?
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good. Thank you so much for joining in. We're going through the last few matches for All Out. We have the Courtney is giving her thoughts on the tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, which is Better Than You, Baby, and the winner of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Battle Royale that's happening on Rampage, which of course, spoilers, was given to it, which will be the Dark Order. But Courtney, you can go ahead and finish what you were saying.
All right. But unfortunately, I don't see Dark Order going anywhere. I think they're unfortunately stuck and buried.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going with Better Than You, baby.
Great. And what's your thoughts on this match?
Well, obviously, I know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Boom. well, just because, for the sole fact of the whole issue with the Kingdom and Adam Cole and Roderick Strong, really tells me that, hey, look, there's your next ROH tag champs right there in the Kingdom of Bennett and Taven. So that tells me that there's going to be your next team, or Adam Cole's will be like, you know what? I'm telling you, he beats MJF for that title again. He has both titles, strips MJF of the belt, and goes in and is like, here, Roddy, you're now tag champs with me because you're my best friend. He's not.
Ooh, I like that actually.
Just remember, I am the one who did say a Jack Perry heel turn was happening too. So.
And Devin says, "What's up, Graydon?"
I'm doing well, Devin.
As far as my opinion on this match, I mean, obvious that it's going to be Better Than You, Baby, who's going to win this. I'm a fan. Like I had said earlier, I love John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And like Courtney said, the Dark Order was definitely my favorite when Brody was the leader. And unfortunately, with Brody's passing, the Dark Order kind of fell off. They definitely split up with Alan Angels going to Impact. 10 had completely changed his gimmick. We don't know what's happening with Evil Uno. I know he's with he's more on the AEW games and the Twitch channel and stuff like that. But yeah, it just leaves Alex Reynolds and John Silver to kind of continue everything on.
Stu Grayson.
It's Stu Grayson. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody pretty much separated from them.
If it was Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, I would say the Super Smash Brothers would win those tag titles. For those of you who know your Chikara history, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson were Player Uno and Player Dos there, called Smash Bros.
I think I remember that.
I remember.
I watched Chikara a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, it took
Evil
place.
Uno said that on his channel at one point, I think.
Yeah, that's what introduced me to Orange Cassidy. I knew him as Fire Ant. So I loved the ants.
The colony. Yeah, the colony.
The colony. Yeah, that introduced me to Orange Cassidy was the ants. They cracked me the hell up, and I thought they were very talented wrestling wise. But the intriguing story is what's happening with Adam Cole and MJF, especially what we saw on Dynamite with with Roderick Strong coming out with the Kingdom saying, "Oh, you act like you don't know us. We know we were, friends back in Ring of Honor." Pretty much saying, the story is that they're drawing up is that you used us, and then once you were on top, you pretty much discarded us. And he did the same thing in WWE with having the Undisputed Era. And as soon he was on top, he got rid of Undisputed Era. Kind of just saying, like, you're using MJF, and once you're done with MJF, once you're on top, you're going to discard MJF. But Roderick Strong, he kills me with the neck brace. He was planning on it. He said he's going to enter the world title eliminator match to try to eventually go against MJF and have Adam Cole choose. And Adam Cole sat there and said, not only is MJF my friend, he is my best friend. And completely broke Roderick Strong's heart. I mean, I'm sure after that segment, he was just
You're gonna cry in the car.
Devin said Roddy is the jealous ex-girlfriend. He is.
He
I said it
really
earlier.
is.
The ex-girlfriend who wants the guy to choose her. And he sat there and just said, you don't remember the good times that we had. We had all the good times, and you're gonna sit there and choose this new bitch. That's pretty much what Roderick is doing. But I know that we're gonna have Better Than You, Baby, to win. Complete swerve here if Roderick and the Kingdom comes out and costs Adam Cole and MJF the titles and have it go to the Dark Order to kind of give the Dark Order a little bit more to do. I would say kudos to Tony if he's able,
Yeah.
if he does do something like that. That would be a complete swerve because Adam Cole and MJF don't really need, and that was my question when I was predicting for this. What are they going to do with them as Ring of Honor titles? You're going to have them go to Ring of Honor show or anything like that? I figure you're going to have them defend it on AEW TV versus having them go to having them go to Ring of Honor as well. What's going on, Juan, YouTube family? Thank you so much for tuning
Juan.
in. Thank you so much. So as for what I was saying, but yeah, I was like, with them as the Ring of Honor champions, it's like, what are they gonna do with them? So I figured eventually they'll lose it, or you're gonna use it to put over the Ring of Honor roster and possibly use them to have people watch Ring of Honor show. But as you see, we're having them defend it on AEW TV instead. Watching Nebraska. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, Juan. Thank you so much. And I never seen that show. Let me know if it's a good show. So yeah, so I'm gonna go actually with Better Than You, Baby, to win it here. But I would love it if it's a swerve that the Kingdom and Roderick causes Better Than You, Baby to lose the titles, and the Dark Order gets the Ring of Honor titles, and kind of like give them a bit of a push, a little bit of a boost, I should say, as far as with them. So next up for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. I mean, we have a second match
Big meaty man slapping me.
with Samoa Joe going against Shane Taylor, which which we've seen before. He used to be a tag team partner of Keith Lee, if I'm not mistaken. And he he teamed up. He had went against Keith Lee and Swerve in a tag team match. And I was like, whoa, he can move. So I'm excited about this match. Can't wait to see what goes down between these two. Samoa Joe was killing it at All In, just playing it up to the crowd, sitting there just pretty much whooping CM Punk's ass about 90% of the match. But of course, CM Punk,
Yeah.
got the win anyway, which I was hoping it would be. I deep down wanted it to be Samoa Joe. I was hoping it would be that way, but unfortunately, you can't overcome CM Punk, especially with the backstage shit that he got going on.
That guy.
Hey, it's not all his fault. So
It may not be, but he is definitely a common denominator with all the shit that's going on with multiple people. Even though it is people who are cool with the elite, but still, he may not be on this pay-per-view. They're trying to, according to Tony Khan, they're still investigating the incident. Don't know what's going to happen. Allegedly, it could be CM Punk versus Ricky Starks, but we'll see how things work out, especially once we get to Collision this Saturday. But we have Samoa Joe going against Shane Taylor here for the Ring of Honor World TV Championship. Graydon, what's your thoughts on this match?
I would have to say I want Shane Taylor to win over Samoa Joe. Just because I think Joe is more useful to Ring of Honor or AEW, just the same way he was for Impact, chasing the belt and being that guy who's the champion's looking over his corner. Where's Joe? Oh, he's going to kill me. That's where Joe is. And he's more beneficial that way. But when he's a champ, that Joe's going to kill you thing is not necessarily that threatening anymore. That's at least my thoughts on it. And a guy like Shane Taylor, who's about his size, who has managed Keith Lee, I can actually see him start building this group of bigger guys like him, Keith Lee, maybe throwing in Hobbs in there just to get these big guys in there and be like, what are you going to do? I'm now the TV champ. Come get it. Because in ROH, he is an ROH staple back before they went under the first time with Shane Taylor Promotions. So this kind of plays into that. You have a ROH original versus the ROH New Bloods kind of thing going on here with Joe and Taylor here. So it's has history build up to it, and that's a very, very good thing that I'm excited for as well.
Nice. Courtney, what's your thoughts on this?
I think, again, this is going to be an amazing match between two big, beefy men slapping meat all over the creation. And I'm glad and I'm here for it. Although my winner might shock you again. See, I know Shane Taylor Promotions from the indie scene, so that's where I first got wind of it in him, Shane Taylor Promotions, because there's Ron Hunt and it was, I believe at point was Swerve and Keith Lee was on there too, and so even though I love and respect Joe, I think we do need to give a championship, especially to a caliber talent as Shane Taylor. So I'm going with Shane Taylor.
Okay.
I feel as though this is going to be a pretty good match. Like I said earlier, this is nothing.
Big meaty man slapping me.
And I love the fact that we got Killer Samoa Joe again at All Out, with him just, kind of dominating CM Punk for the majority of the match. We had him playing around with the crowd. He did the walk away spot whenever somebody's on the top rope. You sit there and walk away and everything like that. Just kind of like the way he was back in Black and Gold NXT and even before then, Killer Joe. So I'm hoping that we get him once again in this match. And of course, I've seen Shane Taylor before, that he could definitely go. And Samoa Joe's, of course, been killing it, even bullying. Oh my gosh, bullying Stokely Hathaway, just completely.
Mom. Yeah, that's right. That's what I call for your mama.
So there, that little thing between them, Samoa Joe and Stokely Hathaway has been cracking me up. I can see this go either way. I can see Shane Taylor winning the Ring of Honor TV championship to, kind of put something onto him so he can continue to, grow, especially with grow his popularity more within AEW's version of Ring of Honor and everything. So that this is the opportunity for fans who don't really watch Ring of Honor like that to get to see Shane Taylor again, get reminded of who he is and what he is all about. And hopefully we'll get more pay-per-views where we have some of the Ring of Honor titles defended as well, or even have it done on a Dynamite or a Collision as well. I'm actually going to go with Samoa Joe to retain here.
That's what I thought Collision was going to be to begin with, was an ROH show. That's what I thought. It was.
Yeah, I was hoping that, I thought that, I heard that, they was going to use that show to bring back CM Punk. But I was hoping that they would also use Collision to highlight a little bit of Ring of Honor as well.
Yeah.
Kind of say, hey, if you like what you see here, go check out Ring of Honor. I forgot when Ring of Honor films or when it airs, but could easily say, hey, if you appreciate this, check out Ring of Honor TV tonight or it occurred yesterday or something like that. So I'm happy at least we get this bit of a small start with 2 Ring of Honor titles being defended on AEW TV, and that you get introduced more to people that were originated from Ring of Honor. Of course, I'm a fan of Dalton Castle, who I was introduced through AEW here, and a lot of others too from Ring of Honor that I was introduced through AEW as well. So I'm hoping that this is a start. I wouldn't be mad if this goes to Shane Taylor and then Samoa Joe stays on the main roster of completely stays on the main roster of AEW, and then have Shane Taylor kind of carry the title through Ring of Honor. But I'm loving the best TV champion in history with Samoa Joe, as he keeps saying, the best TV champion in pro wrestling, I think that's what he says. So I'm going to actually go Samoa Joe here, but I would not be mad if it is Shane Taylor, though. Next up, for it's just a regular tag team match. We have Eddie Kingston and Katsura Shibata going against the Blackpool Combat Club, which is Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. Eddie Kingston, Claudio did him dirty back in the day. That Eddie Kingston will not let that shit go. And so we have here another tag team match between these two, with along with Wheeler Yuta and Shibata. Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
My thoughts is the BCC is good and all that, but if they're the babyface run, I'm not feeling. So I'm gonna say the BBC loses and the opponents win.
And who do you think will take the pin? Or who you think will who will pin who?
Okay, so I'm gonna say, all right. So I know Eddie and them's gonna win because I believe in Eddie and them. And going back to history, Eddie did quit AEW because of Castagnoli, if I am remember correctly. So I think Eddie pins and Yuta eats the pin. But I would love to see Eddie pin Castagnoli. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. You're probably remembering this moment.
I quit AEW. Peace.
Yes.
When he quit a while ago. Kayla said, I already said hello to the ladies. Hey, Graydon. And then Dan from the Bump Boys. Hey, G Dog. Graydon,
Oof.
what's your thoughts on this match?
I would keep grading.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a group led by Claudio Castagnoli in ROH.
Mhm.
KOW Kings. That's right, the Kings of Wrestling, which were Chris Hero, Claudio Castagnoli, and Eddie Kingston. I'm saying here that I see Eddie winning the match, pinning Claudio, thus getting himself a shot at the ROH title. Because why? He goes, I beat you in a tag match. I pinned you. I've always played second fiddle to you, Claudio. Now it's my turn. And that will be the great build-up for this match with the history with the Kings of Wrestling, especially in ROH. So I'm going Shibata and Kingston.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shibata and Kingston also. I think Kingston should pin Claudio Castagnoli here, kind of to finish that feud between them two. Even though knowing Eddie Kingston, he's not gonna get over the feud, as we all know. I feel as though I think this will be a hard hitting match between these four guys. Of course, with especially Blackpool Combat Club, definitely are love to fucking be very stiff with their shots and everything like that. But I have Eddie Kingston, like I said, going over in this match. Um, I'm very interested to see where everything goes with this. I'm just hoping that next time Claudio is involved in something that Eddie Kingston just won't go.
What is that? What is that?
I'm hoping that doesn't happen because every time, for the past 15 years, that man has had an issue with Claudio. So I'm hoping we don't get that again, but I would not be surprised. But I'm hoping that that Eddie Kingston will move on to a different feud, maybe because the fact that Moxley stood up for Claudio. We didn't really have a bit of a continuation from that from Eddie between Eddie and John Moxley. The fact that John Moxley is cool with Claudio, he's in a faction with Claudio. During the Stadium Stampede, he kind of defended Claudio as well. So I'd love to see if there is something more to that between them two, whether it's a promo between them two or eventually lead to a fight between them two. But I'm hoping that we get something else out of it. I don't mind, Eddie and versus Claudio. But I feel as though we can do like Eddie can go into a different feud as well. So I would love to see where we go from here. But yeah, overall though, like I said, All Out kind of feels like an afterthought. Wasn't really a lot of build into this pay-per-view. We're missing. Yeah, go ahead.
It's kind of hard to do when it's the week after.
It is.
Unless you build up all these matches and go, okay, half of them are on All In, half of them are on All Out. But it just seems like we've seen some of these matches from the previous week earlier and now come into All Out. So
yeah, it was definitely one of my fears when these two pay-per-views were booked together, that All Out would feel like an afterthought because all the concentration is going into All In. It was announced they're doing All In again next year in London, a week before All Out again. So I'm hoping, especially since Tony likes to listen to fans, that he will listen to what our complaints are about with this pay-per-view and that he would turn around and book All Out a little better. Like I said, make All In, all the dream matches, stuff like that. You can have a little bit of built to it, but make All In the dream matches and things like that like kind of what he did with Will Ospreay and Chris Jericho. That was fine. That's the dream match. You had a little bit of build going into it, kind of hype it up, and then leave All Out for a lot of the storytelling matches. Because that will continue on to Dynamite, Collision, and the next pay-per-view. But yeah,
I'm also kind of shocked he hasn't decided to do it as a 2-night event, All In and then All Out 2-night, kind of like WrestleMania is, something like that. Because if he's classifying this as their WrestleMania, why not do it a 2-night event?
Yeah.
That way.
I mean, they would have to, it would either be, well, because of Collision too. They have Collision on Saturdays. So they won't be able to do, unless they make Collision something special. Like they won't be able to do back to back like that. Yeah, they won't be able to do back to back like that. Especially since it's in 2 different countries too.
So here's with something like that, you can actually have Collision be those ROH guys who are not on the card.
Yeah.
You can have
Very good
Collision
point.
before All In, or even All Out, whichever one you want to put on Saturday, and have it be the first 4 or 5 matches, and have it be your Ring of Honor card.
Yeah, that works.
And that's your Collision show for the night. So.
Yeah. Plus, All Out comes on earlier for the East Coast on top of that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. But overall, this I said, feels like a afterthought. With this show. Courtney, what's your overall thoughts for All Out?
I hope it's a successful show, but we know that won't be the case for 81,000 fans and All In and All Out. Even though we know it's in Chicago, it won't have that excitement like All In did for y'all. You know what I mean? So I hope it's successful, but again, I will say this again. I said it earlier that for All Out to be successful, you need to not book that the week of the event. You need to start booking maybe 2 months in advance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, great. And what's your thoughts on All Out?
Do we actually have a date of when CM Punk's and Jack Perry's suspension started?
No, they said that they're investigating it, so they
So
could come
after
on. Yeah.
So after the investigation will probably be their 30-day suspension. You're in Chicago. You're in Punk's hometown. You're not going to not have Punk on the show. That would be a letdown to all those Chicago fans that came and paid their tickets to see CM Punk. Even if it is just a promo, they're going to use Punk in some way, shape, or form in the show. Maybe starting a feud with Ricky Starks, or just throwing Ricky Starks in a match with Punk. And like, hey, look, Punk, you say you're the real world's champ. Or even inserting Punk into the Adam Cole MJF match and having him lose. So that way Adam Cole has a world championship, MJF has a world championship, and they're the tag team champs.
Yeah, there is a rumor that was the match that was supposed to be at All Out, was CM Punk versus Ricky Starks. But you never know what's going to happen on Collision.
Exactly.
It could be that everyone, hug it out and come together or something like, something like that. And then CM Punk turn around and have a match on the pay-per-view. But we'll see how everything goes as far as the match. Devin said, I wonder what the buy rate will be for All Out. Yeah, because it does feel like an afterthought. I was saying that All In was definitely a big opportunity for them to say, hey, if you enjoyed what happened here, here's the card that is happening at All Out. CM Punk is coming and stuff like that.
Did they give any sort of discount to those fans who purchased All In for All Out to watch it?
No. Tony Khan mentioned on the media call that he tried to do it as a package for All In and All Out, but he couldn't find a provider that would allow for that. So he had to do it separately. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, he said he tried to do it, but he couldn't find anybody who would offer a package deal for him. AKA Fight TV and stuff. So Fight TV said, no, we want the full price. We want all the money. So yeah, yep, it's going to be full price for those who want to pay full price. And like Devin said, wow, another $50, not me. Neither am I. I would be sailing the
Me
seas,
neither.
or I am watching from Brazil again, just like I did from All In. So I don't mind shelling out $20, but $50 is a hell of a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, with all that being said, we're going to go into Payback predictions. Another show that definitely feels like an afterthought. Now, granted, we did have the passing of Bray Wyatt, but still going into Payback, even before his passing, this pay-per-view still kind of felt like a bit of an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
So starting out, we have in a steel cage match, we have Becky Lynch going against Trish Stratus. Now I didn't really check out Raw like that, so I missed the match between Becky versus Zoe Stark. I know that Becky won, but I didn't really check out this match. Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
This is my thoughts. Even though I think it's in Canada, I'm not completely 100% sure. I'm unsure of that. In a steel cage, this has me puzzled a little bit because
it's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because for some reason I was thinking Canada. I don't know why. Thank you for your help. But it's gonna be a hard match for me to watch because of alright, we know Trish is only here for a short period of time. We know Becky's going over, so why rerun this? But again, I love seeing the women represented well over here in this company because every week there's at least 2 women's matches on all the programming, and even Impact Wrestling does the same thing. So that's my gripe with AEW. So but I think I'm going with, I don't know what she's calling herself, the Lemon, I guess now it is. So go make some lemonade and kick Trish's ass.
Graydon, what's your thoughts on this match?
The rub of beating a legend like Trish Stratus doesn't help Becky Lynch at all. She doesn't need that rub. But you know who does? Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark needs the rub. That's why they put her in with Trish. And she's done all of Trish's heavy lifting, so Trish didn't have to do much. Well, it's a steel cage match. Yeah, Zoe Stark might be on the outside. When that door opens up, hey, look, here comes Zoe. Crash.
Like that idea.
Well, not just that, but the feud with Trish, would be over. You have Trish win, and then Zoe goes, I've helped you out all this time. You couldn't do this without me. Which brings to one more match.
Zoe versus Trish.
Yes. Yeah, Zoe versus Trish and Becky. And you have Zoe Stark pin Becky or pin Trish, and that catapults her stock up. Because like I said, Becky Lynch doesn't need that rub off of Trish to win and to continue on with her career. She's one of those women that doesn't need the title, doesn't need to really do anything to be over. So beating Trish for her doesn't really give her a career boost, but it does Zoe Stark. So in some way, shape, or form, it would be Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark in some way, shape, or form, helping out Zoe Stark in the future.
Okay.
I like your booking.
Yeah.
I really love your booking, bro.
Yeah, I feel like eventually it's going to be Zoe Stark that's going to turn on Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
As of right now, Zoe does need a bit of help. Her promo skills still needs some help there. But I'm hoping that, like you said, Becky Lynch really don't need the rub as far as defeating a legend. Becky Lynch main evented WrestleMania. She's been on top of WWE multiple times. I believe highest paid woman on the roster as well. So, I feel like this is more for Trish Stratus than it is for Becky Lynch, for Trish Stratus to be able to participate in a lot of matches that she didn't get a chance to participate in when
Yeah.
she was in the Attitude Era. Of course, was before a lot of the women had opportunities to do certain matches. So her competing in Money in the Bank, her competing in a steel cage match and things like that. Um, Possibly a Hell in a Cell match if it goes down that way as well. But yeah, for her to be able to kind of check off the list a lot of matches that she wasn't able to do, back in the day. I feel as though that's what it's mainly for. Um, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch here. I feel as though I kind of agree with you that Zoe Stark is going to do something
Yeah.
that is going to mess up Trisha's her chance of winning here. Um and Becky Lynch is going to go over because of course, Becky is over as all hell still with the fans. Um but yeah, I feel like Zoe's going to do something to kind of cause a bit of a rift. I don't think Zoe and Trish is going to break up just yet here. But I feel like it's going to be the little cracks between this team. Devin says seems a bit of overkill with the Falls Count Anywhere match on Raw, followed by a cage match. Yeah, I feel as though
Yeah.
they did that to kind of put Becky on TV more. It is a bit of overkill to have Becky in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and then now she's doing a steel cage match. I just felt as though I felt as though they wanted to put Becky in a crazy ass match, I guess, to kind of give a bit of a little snippet, a little sneak peek at what is going to happen on Saturday, maybe.
But I mean, it also seems to me with that comment from Devin too that it almost seemed like they were expecting someone to show up in that Falls Count Anywhere match to help Becky out. Maybe Trisha's biggest rival. I know we've already had the Lita thing already, but it just seems like that Falls Count Anywhere match might have been a way that they booked it earlier, leading up to Payback, and this almost seems like this should have been a tag match.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that Falls Count Anywhere match where Lita just shows up and be like, I'm here, and helps Becky out. And so it would be Becky and Lita versus Trish and Zoe in the steel cage match. That's what I'm thinking. That's why with Devin's comment there, it seems a bit overkill. I'm thinking that's what it was, but they couldn't get Lita for some odd reason.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it really does.
And
Unless
then
they
they
bring
booked themselves.
somebody.
And then they like kind of booked themselves in a corner when she couldn't show up. And they're like, we've already advertised this match. It's already produced. Let's just have it anyways.
Maybe
I
you
could be
bring
wrong.
maybe you bring up another NXT women. I don't know who's on the call up list, but maybe we get. Oh, I just thought of something. Just hit me. I had an apostrophe. That's what I call ideas, by the way. Maybe we get. Maybe this is a way of getting maybe Indy Hartwell involved in something. I'm just saying. We had Indy and Zoe in NXT, so maybe perhaps that happened. I don't know. I would just like to see Indy on TV more.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean that's a thought though. Devin said that's a good point, Graydon. But yeah, that's a thought of that's a point. That's a good point as far as maybe they was going to go towards a tag team here because it always felt like there was something missing because Lita never really got any type of payback because with Trish turning on them. She's kind of been gone since WrestleMania. So it could be that she got injured again and she's not cleared to wrestle or something like that. Or that she was going to come back, but unfortunately for some reason couldn't. What's going on, Getcho? Yowie Wowie. Thank you so much for tuning in. But yeah, it does feel like that there is something missing with this story. Me personally, like I said, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch here to win this match. Um, and I think this is going to be a good match between these two women. Of course, always thank you, Trish. Respectfully. And Becky is going to probably be big. Becky is definitely going to be big time Bex and maybe wear something crazy just like her husband.
Well, maybe she shows up in a lemon costume and wears a lemon costume. I don't know. That's how you use the lemon. There you go, WWE. Just hit up your girl.
It's gonna be her poison mist like Asuka.
Oh.
Or the Carlito thing where she just bites the lemon and spits it at somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Citric acid. Citric acid.
Blinding somebody's eyes. All right. So next up after that, we have for the World Heavyweight Championship, which may be the main event, I'm gonna guess. But we have here, first of all, Shinsuke Nakamura getting the attention, the proper love that he is getting, going against Seth freaking Rollins. I love the promo that they did with Shinsuke Nakamura, him whispering in Seth's ear, "I know your secret," which is that he is wrestling with a hurt back. He's been wrestling with a hurt back for quite a while now, that nobody knows, but for some reason, Shinsuke Nakamura, detective skills, was able to figure out that he is wrestling with a bad back. Kind of make me feel like they're trying to that Seth Rollins could be potentially injured and probably needs to take time off. But I don't want to get my hopes up. But Graydon, what's your thoughts on this match?
I mean, this is probably the main event. Like, I agree with you on that, JD. Just, it makes sense because you're having Damian Priest in a tag match earlier in the night where he can possibly cash in on this. Possibly. I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no. He could possibly cash in. The whole Shinsuke Nakamura knowing his back issue, it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Seth Rollins has a chink out of his armor now. You know what his secret is. You know what his weakness is. So exploit that.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I like Nakamura, if he wins this, it just seems like it's a placeholder for either Damian or LA Knight or somebody like that. With
yeah.
With Shinsuke in there, that's to me that's what it feels like with Shinsuke. Even though does he deserve it? Yes, he does deserve it. But it really just feels like Seth will do it. If he needs the time off, they would have him lose it to somebody who can actually carry the brand.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
All right. My thoughts is this. Okay, I love Shinsuke Nakamura since day one. Is there you go, Shinsuke. And yeah, you think you're the drip god, but not anymore, Seth Rollins, because I killed my own drip on Kobe Day. Just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna shock out and take Shinsuke Nakamura winner, but I don't see him winning the belt, unfortunately. And I would love to see him with a belt again, cause heel Shinsuke is mwah, chef's kiss, and with him knowing about the back injury, it's really something. So I'm interested to see if this will be my match of the night or not. So so yeah, I'm going with Shinsuke. But I see maybe a Damian Priest maybe cashing in and becoming the belt holder for a little bit. Why not? You got Mommy who's a champion. You got the NXT Men's Champion on there. Yes, I even acknowledged little Dominic.
It also goes with what Rhea said on what was it, Monday night? You guys better
Yeah.
win gold, or otherwise we need to talk.
Yeah.
Well, like that ultimatum there just means these two have to win something. They're either going to win those tag titles, or Damian Priest, because of that, is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Gitcho said Nakamura 100%. And shout out to Legion Prototype. Thank you so much for tuning in. He says they said I don't see Shen winning this match, but I don't see Seth walking out as champion. Yeah. I completely forgot about Senor Money in the Bank for a moment. Talking about this match. I feel like this might be the match of the night. First of all, Shinsuke Nakamura is the coolest motherfucker in WWE. And then you have Seth freaking Rollins, the architect, who is going to bring it. This match, like I said, might be match of the night. I would love for Shinsuke to win because, Shinsuke is so good at what he does. But I feel like, I don't want him to be the transition champion. So if you're gonna have Damian Priest cash in, I'd rather him cash in on Seth Rollins. I'd rather it be that Shinsuke Nakamura whips Seth Rollins' ass, hurt his back because he know that he has that back issue, and kind of do similar to what Dolph Ziggler and um, Alberto Del Rio had, where where Seth Rollins is, kind of injured, quote unquote, and then Damian Priest comes out to cash in the briefcase, and I'm a fan of Damian Priest, level 79 Archer. So if he comes out and cashes in on Seth Rollins, it's going to be like,
oh man.
Yeah. Devin says, "All right, family, got to tap out. Have a great rest of the show." Well, thank you so much for tuning in.
Tribal Chief
to the Tribal Chief. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for your help with everything. But yeah, I'm gonna have officially Seth Rollins winning. I feel like Shinsuke Nakamura is going to damage him enough to where as though it will be time for Damian Priest to cash in successfully. Because it's one thing to cash in, it's another thing to actually win here. So that's what I have here. But I feel like this may be my match of the night. Is with these two. Because they're very, very, very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Next up for the Women's World Championship, Raquel Baby Got Back Rodriguez and Mommy Rhea Ripley.
God damn.
You know, Finally, Mommy is defending her title. She has been just appearing ringside with either Dominic or one of the other Judgment Day brethren. But finally, she gets to defend her title. Raquel is fully healed with, I think it was her knee that was injured, but is fully healed. And so now we're going to have a match between these two finally. Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
All right. First of all, kudos to WWE for having not one, but two women's matches, putting it out there now. I am a female. I love female wrestling. I feel like I'm an advocate for these ladies because I like to advocate for more matches for the women. But ain't no way I'm not choosing Mommy. I'm choosing Rhea all the way, even though I love seeing Raquel go at it with Mommy, and they're actually like real life best friends. So there's a little bit of history of friendship with that. What are your thoughts, Graydon?
I honestly, well, the Judgment Day is on the poster for one.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see Rhea losing here with Survivor Series coming up in November. With what is it? Just Fastlane next?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, just Fastlane, just Fastlane, and then I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, Fastlane and then Survivor Series because No Mercy's in there too. So this is a lot. So there's one pay-per-view before Survivor Series. I don't see Rhea losing it yet. I see her probably losing it at Survivor Series, where she's against the wall, not just from Raquel, but from other women she's being, and it's like her trying to go that route. If they want the title off of her, Survivor Series will be the way to do it, not at a pay-per-view like Payback. As much as I want to see Raquel as a champ, it's just not her time yet. They just put it on Rhea, and to take it off of her this soon before Survivor Series will kind of be, in my opinion, kind of a slap in her face to her WrestleMania moment. You at least have to hold it until towards the end of the year. I mean, we're going to be in September when this happens. Survivor Series is in November. It's going to build up to that in some way, shape, or form. Rhea's going to get out by the skin of her teeth on this one. But, I mean, it's like Tim says on his show, that this is going to be this is going to be a slapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talk about the meat respectfully is going to be slapped in this one. So, yeah, respectfully, because these are two women who are brawlers going at it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got Legion Prototype who says another option. Seth wins, Damian cashes in, but Finn Balor costs Damian the title, either on purpose or accident. I mean, we do have that, there's some people who think that, JD will be coming into the Judgment Day and potentially replacing Damian Priest. We're constantly getting that bit of a back and forth between Finn Balor and Damian Priest, because Finn Balor wants to win the title that he never officially lost 7 years ago, whereas though Damian is, of course, Senor Money in the Bank as well. And then they also said Rhea winning is the perfect solution. This would really put Rhea as an unstoppable force. Definitely. Just like you said, I feel like this is going to be a hard-hitting match between these two women. I also agree it's too early for Rhea to lose the title right now. She hasn't really defended the title that much anyway. I wouldn't mind this continuing as a feud between these two. You can have Dominic come in and interfere in the match somehow, listen.
I'm built differently.
Well, he did do hard time.
He did do hard times, okay? Have him interfere in the match somehow and cost Raquel the title. Let this lead into like you said, I don't know how Triple H is going to do Survivor Series this year, if he's going to do another like War Games, or if he's going to do what happened in 2019 and bring in NXT champions, have all NXT have the
I
NXT
mean,
champions against everyone.
this year it's Survivor Series. It's back in the Rosemont Horizon. The last time in Rosemont, Allstate Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Last time they were in the Allstate Arena, NXT had the War Games match, and it was the first women's War Games match.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that one where the Survivor
Okay, yeah.
Series didn't have it, but I could see it being reversed, like you were saying, JD. I could see it being reversed where we have a War Games match. I mean, I would have loved to see the Bloodline versus somebody in that War Games match. That might not happen. I
Yeah.
think Judgment Day versus whoever is there, or even like, say the title's on the line, and you have like Rhea defended against a gauntlet of women in a War Games match. So do it singly that way. I mean, there's so many possibilities in a Survivor Series format of a pay-per-view. So
yeah, like I said, I feel like they could make it a War Games Survivor Series. They bring in NXT and have champion versus champion versus champion, which I think that would be an amazing idea, especially with as popular as a lot of the champions are getting in NXT. They've been showing Tiffany Stratton. I think they showed her on Raw, this past Raw. Carmelo Hayes has been being featured on Raw. Dominic is the North American champion. Who else? That's pretty much it.
Wesley in here too, or was?
No, he was.
He was.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Darn it! I forgot he lost.
I don't remember
he
who
lost
is
to your
the
boy
tag team
Dom.
champs.
Oh God, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remind me, Chris.
The tag champs in NXT.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Tony D'Angelo and Stats.
Tony D'Angelo and the fake Italian over there, Stats. That's right.
Yeah, so we can have
the FBI.
February's tight.
The FBI.
Exactly.
None
You pretty much have champion versus champion versus champion.
Yeah. But in order to do that, they will have to take the undisputed tag titles and split them. Because you could just have champion versus champion, because it would be the only one without 3 champions in the match.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We shall see.
Yeah, we shall.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna go with Rhea here. I wouldn't mind Rhea and Raquel continuing on. Through Fastlane, and then maybe ramping it up with something either at Survivor Series or after Survivor Series as well. Yeah, Rhea's gonna win here.
Oh yeah. Rhea's gonna win. Yeah. I wonder if maybe Braun Strowman might show up in this match to like help his lady. If Dom shows up, have Dom versus Braun Strowman.
No. I think if anyone helps Raquel, it's going to be a member, probably Dom's opponent at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
His father.
Okay.
I think it might be Ray coming out and helping Raquel to equalize Dom. That just makes sense to me. Because they're now both champs, and that's extra storyline in that feud now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It'll be whoever is going against Dominic at that time. Who's going against Dominic next? So next up, speaking of Rey Mysterio, up next we have for the United States Championship, Rey Mysterio going against Austin Theory. Grading, what's your thoughts on this match?
Ray's going to win. As much as I like Theory's run as champ, it's time for him to move on to another feud and then maybe come back to the United States title, or even catapult himself a little further and maybe switch brands to go after the IC title. So I Ray's winning here just because like I said, Survivor Series, there's a reason they gave Dominic the North American title. North America is a lot bigger than the United States. So Dom could hold that over his head. Hey, I'm bigger than you, Dad. I represent all of North America. You only represent the United States. So, and then it's one of those things that the match ends up maybe a unification of both, because it seems like NXT is using the Heritage Cup as their mid-card title now over the North American one. But that just might be because Dominic has it. I don't know if unification there would be needed, but it just feels like if they do it that way, yeah, I see a unification coming of the United States and North American titles because they're relatively almost the same. So,
yeah. Getcho said Ray all day, and Legion Prototype says I see Ray winning to have a unification match against Dom. Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
I'll keep mine sweet and simple. 619, Budoka Budoka, 619, Ray Mysterio. I'm going
so Austin
Ray
Theory.
all the way. No, no, can't stand Austin White, so I'm going with Ray Mysterio. Yes, I did use his government name, y'all.
Yeah, as far as this match, like you said, like everybody, you and Legion said, I could definitely see Ray versus Dominic as a title unification match. Because when Austin Theory had the title, they really didn't know what to do with it. At a certain point, but the booking of Austin Theory as champion has been like he barely has been around. Feels like Triple H sat there and told.
If you could take
Okay?
6
You're not
feet-
that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Okay?
Get your Theory same personality as McDonald's kiosk. It's just not clicking. It's just not clicking with people. And I had hopes for him. I love he was in NXT, of course, with him teaming up with Gargano and them in the way. But it seems like he went to the main roster and it just felt like all the personality from him kind of like melted or went away somewhere. Um, so yeah, I don't see Austin winning here. I think Austin goes off. I don't know. He needs to do something else. Because the booking of him, of course, because Vince McMahon is no longer in charge of creatorship, creativity of with WWE, and that was Vince McMahon's boy, and then Triple H came in and just pretty much. Oh, that's my cat acting crazy. Triple H pretty much came in and told Austin Theory.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! We're doing something really important here. Get the fuck out of here!
Pretty much what he did there. But yeah, I have Rey Mysterio retaining this match. Legion Prototype said when he changed his persona, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but it hasn't gone anywhere. Yeah, I thought that when he turned heel, that he would have been, even when Triple H kind of left and he became more like hardened as a heel, I thought it would be a little bit more, but it's been pretty much the same. As Gitch just said, same. I was hyped for him since Evolve. Like, what happened? I mean, we know what happened, but damn.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. He was pretty much told, you're not that person.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy. But speaking of
The guy.
Next up, we have The Miz, who did a perfect impersonation.
Yeah.
On Raw, but he is going against LA Knight. Legion Prototype said, I will say it's better than his selfie persona. Yes, when he was pretty much Tyler Breeze 2.0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match? LA Knight versus The Miz.
Well, that was a great performance by the Miz. I mean, well, but yeah, I don't see the Miz going anywhere but putting over LA Knight. Yeah, so I'm going with LA Knight. Yeah.
Great. And what's your thoughts on this match?
I mean, what's Miz's record when he impersonates somebody? I mean,
Yeah.
when he did The Rock, he lost to The Rock. When he did Cena, he lost to Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So LA Knight, he's gonna lose to LA Knight. As much as a misfit I was since day one, I've been a misfit since day one. So, as much as I like the Miz, he's at that point in his career right now where he's helping the next generation of superstars to come up. And him losing to LA Knight here will catapult LA Knight. This is the win LA Knight needs to be like, hey, look, I've done all these other stupid matches, all these battle royales, all this stuff. This is the one match that will catapult him to where people will be like, oh yeah, LA Knight can now be a legit contender because he's actually being not just he lost to Bray unfortunately in that match, but he actually beat a ex WWE champion, a 2-time Grand Slam champion with The Miz. And you want to know what that is? That would just be awesome. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely. Gitcho says Miz is the man, but unfortunately he's losing. That's all good. He is awesome. Yeah, the Miz is definitely have proven that he can take a loss and still be able to bounce back. I mean, one of the best workers in WWE, hands down, able to work with anything, any gimmick, any weird ass match that they throw to him. He is able to still give it 100%. Legion Prototype said, "Let me talk to you. Miz is a glorified jobber to help push others to stardom. He is. He had his moment. He had time to shine. I was happy for him when he won the title twice. Became a Grand Slam champion. But that he is okay with his position in the company of putting others over. Because he gets more, I mean, he still maintains a bit of his popularity with Miz TV and him coming out, impersonating LA Knight, which he got a lot of praise for because he was spot on with LA Knight.
Yeah. I think the next thing for The Miz after this match is teaming him with Grayson Waller to help Grayson out.
That would be amazing.
Because I see a lot of Miz and Grayson Waller, and he could be that guy there. So that's why I'm saying Miz goes from Miz doesn't lose when Miz loses a match. He doesn't necessarily lose and gets off of TV. It's to help the next one. And I think that will be Grayson Waller.
Yeah. I feel like when The Miz peaked, unfortunately, it was during the time where WWE was concentrating on others as well. When The Rock was there, John Cena was doing Cena things and everything. And unfortunately, WWE it can only concentrate on a certain few people, just like with Blue-Eyed Roman Reigns era. And unfortunately, whenever they concentrate on one person, a lot of people suffered. And I feel like The Miz has suffered from that. But he had his wins, he had his title reigns and stuff like that. He is showing that he is a consistent worker. But unfortunately, the time that he could have peaked and been that guy, unfortunately, WWE was concentrating on other people. So hopefully, with Grayson Waller, he has so much potential, charisma, and everything like that. I'm just hoping that we get to see that. Legion Prototype said, I just hope that LA Knight brings back the dummy button.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah. Oh no, Boots of a Champion promo. He needs to do that one again.
Anything's better than Eli Drake. If y'all remember Eli Drake. So.
Yeah, that's what I was introduced to him as Eli Drake in NWA. So
Okay.
and I enjoyed him in NWA. I
did too.
Yeah. I enjoyed him when he was there. A lot of charisma and everything like that. So when he came over to WWE, I was excited when he was in NXT. And then when he got called up, I was nervous. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Dupree and fell off.
They even, it seems like that thing even ran its course because now they have Maxine doing Alpha Academy now. So
Yeah. They completely got rid of the maximum supermodels. I mean, that man has too much talent
yeah,
to sit there and hide behind a manager position that you don't even let him really be able to talk. So I'm very
Right.
happy that he is able to be his 100% because when he was that Max Dupree, I was so pissed.
Give me the jacket. Give me the fucking jacket. Fucking useless sack of shit. Get out. Get out.
That every time I seen LA Knight on TV, I wanted to yell that at Vince. But I have LA Knight winning here, of course. The Miz will take the loss graciously, and like Graydon said, I hope he moves on and team up with Grayson Waller, and they would definitely play so well off of each other. That would be an amazing tag. I could see them going against any other tag team,
yeah.
and it would be a great and entertaining feud.
It would be like the original Miz and Morrison.
Yes, what
Yes,
Miz and Morrison really should have been.
yes.
Yeah, that was another tag team that could have peaked, but unfortunately, they were concentrating on other people. Legion Prototype said there are many who hate on Knight for being a copycat, but there are a ton of copycats in WWE. Exactly. He's not even actually a copycat.
No.
He is like he's
His,
an evolved version of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's the Attitude Era as a gimmick.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
where
mean,
we had those over the top characters in the Attitude Era. That's LA Knight.
exactly. It's just like Pokemon. He's an evolved version. Okay? Nobody
Hey, you
gets
gotta
mad at
catch
the
'em
evolved
all.
version of Pokemon. Okay?
So
That's
Stone
pretty much
Cold,
what it is.
Shawn Michaels, and The Rock put together,
There you
evolve
go.
into LA Knight. Okay.
Boom. LA Knight, I choose you. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I'm fine with LA Knight. He's not an exact copy. I can see if like I've seen a copycat Stone Cold. I forgot what
Yeah.
promotion that was in. It may have been
Shark Boy.
TNA. Yes.
Stone Cold Shark
Complete
Boy.
copycat.
Yeah.
I've seen a copycat of The Rock of forgot what promotion
Yeah.
that was in. Someone
Ricky Starks.
Slightly him too. But it was someone who kept referring to themselves in third person, just like The Rock.
Yeah.
And he was talking
Was
like The
it
Rock.
Mr. Kennedy?
No, it wasn't
Didn't
Mr.
he
Kennedy.
No.
It was someone in the indies. I saw it on
Yeah.
Twitter at one point.
What? Eric
Name
Young
start with a
did
S, I think.
something like that before.
Who?
Eric Young did something like that before he came back.
Maybe.
I don't remember too much with Eric
No.
Young.
Yeah.
I just remember him with Sanity.
I remember him being afraid of pyro. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not even really a copycat. He just happens to sound like The Rock, but you know, it is what it is.
If you say he's a copycat of someone, he would be a copycat and better version of The Miz.
There you go.
Ooh, yes.
Which is why the Miz don't like him.
Exactly.
All right. So then after that, we have, speaking of Grayson Waller, we have Cody Rhodes, Mr. Adversity. And if you don't know, I am president of the Cody Haters Club. So every time I see him, I just
Hey.
yeah.
Haterade.
Haterade. I am drinking it. He's got to come out so everybody can sing his song, and he does, and they do the pyro and everything like that. I would love for Grayson to get put over here, but I know that the power of Cody Rhodes is too strong, that he's going to somehow be the underdog, even though Grayson Waller just came onto the wrestling scene. Somehow Cody will be the underdog in this and play it up that, oh my gosh, Grayson Waller can whoop my ass and possibly defeat me, but I just have to hawk up and something like that. Even though this isn't really it's just him appearing, but it seems, of course, this will eventually lead to a feud, or someone may come out and feud with Cody. So, Courtney, what's your thoughts on this segment? What you think is going to happen?
Grayson gonna get his ass whooped either way. Sorry, I'm not a fan of you, Waller. Just don't like you. Sorry. Just some things he said on social media about certain stuff. I don't like you. So I'm going with Mr. Adversity.
Legion Prototype said, do not see Waller going over, especially after Cody's matches against Brock Lesnar. Yes, and Brock Lesnar sitting there holding his hand up, something we have never seen. He didn't even do it for Cena or The Undertaker, but Cody undeniably shake his hand and raise his hand up. Creighton, what's your thoughts on this segment?
Does it even evolve into a match? What would Grayson possibly do to irk Cody enough to get a match with him? Like seriously, it's like Cody would be like, you know what? I don't need this. Like, this is just your palm trees are ridiculous. Your Hawaiian shirts are ridiculous. Wear a suit, kid. Wear a suit. You go a lot further in life. And I could just see him berating him because of his clothing choices. And then Grayson goes, yeah, at least I don't have a stupid tattoo on my neck.
Kudos to Grayson if he says that.
Yes.
I hope he says that. I really do.
But I mean, I don't see what the point of the interview segment is. Cody doesn't need an interview segment on the Grayson Waller effect to get over.
To play his song and the crowd sings it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Does it lead? What does it lead to for Cody in like Survivor Series? I honestly don't know. I don't know what other adversity he has to go through to do this. Maybe The Miz, like I said, Grayson Waller teams up with The Miz after his loss with LA Knight. We get a couple tag team matches there of Grayson and Miz versus LA Knight and Cody. I could just see those promos with Cody. Cody just talking there, and LA Knight goes, "Yeah," after every like sentence Cody says. You know how Cody takes that long pause, and LA Knight just goes, "Yeah," right in there.
Yeah.
Kind of like Stone Cold with the old "What Chance." So I don't see this going anywhere. Mr. Adversity is just going to bore the adversity right into me more.
It's very similar to what he was doing on Raw, where he would have an interview backstage and he would want to come out in front of the crowd just to finish the interview, which I'm like, what is the point of you coming out? Y'all might as well have just had the interview in, it's just for him to be in front of the crowd so the crowd can sing his song and cheer for him and all that other stuff. That's
you don't have Roman. You don't have Roman on this card. Cody is your next best option.
Yeah.
That's why Cody's in here. So you don't have Roman and Cody's here. Hey, look, we're giving the fans their money's worth. Cody's here.
Yeah. Which you would think it would be, LA Knight and, Seth, Becky on the card, Trish is on the card. You have even KO and Sami Zayn, who were very popular when they had their match at SummerSlam against the Usos. You would think that, that would be the draw and everything like that. But nope, we have to have Mr. Adversity.
Well, if he comes out with Grayson Waller and he's wearing his gear underneath his suit and his suit is polka dotted, we know Cody's going to have a match, and we know Vince is back in charge again. That would be super adversity. He goes back to just wearing polka. He goes and wears polka dots, red, white, and blue polka dots. There you go.
You would think. So finally, this isn't the main event, but this is the last match that's listed on the card on Wikipedia. and that is for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. We have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going against the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Of course, we will more likely have Dominic and Rhea Ripley ringside as well. Graydon, what's your thoughts on this match?
Oh, Damian and Finn win.
Mm.
I say that because Sammy and KO, the whole thing of taking off the Usos, they've kind of lost momentum with the titles. And Damian and Finn, if they're teasing them breaking up,
Mm-hmm.
why do them as a tag champ? Break them up before they break up better than you, baby. So, in AEW. So, kind of do it the same way. Because if they're going to break them up, that would be a perfect way to break up the titles yet again, if they're going to do that. Because I don't really see, besides the Street Profits, any other team that would be a reasonable threat to KO and Sammy. Whereas the Judgment Day, in particular, going into, like, say, a Survivor Series match against the Suit Profits now, they would be a good transitional champion and kind of still do that where Finn accuses Damian of not being his best out there during the tag match, costing them the match that way, just to build up their match more so when it actually does happen between those two. So I'm saying it's going to be Finn and Damian because they're also on the poster. So you know who's posters are usually foretelling of matches in WWE. So
do you think Bobby and the Suit Profits will show up?
I think somebody will show up. It all depends on where it is in the card. If this is truly the main event, yeah, then someone will show up tag team wise to do them. I mean, the only one who I can see right now would be the Suit Profits and Bobby. Beyond that, I really don't see any other tag team up there at that level right now.
Okay.
I mean, who do you have? I mean, the Viking Raiders, the New Day. Oh, maybe Alpha Academy. There you go.
Yeah, maybe. Yep.
Maybe
They're
Alpha
on the
Academy.
rise.
So they are. So I mean, them going up against a heel act like Judgment Day would be better for them than trying to win it off of Sammy and KO. So.
Okay, Courtney, what's your thoughts on this match?
Oh, I just don't know because I'm such a fan of Sammy and KO. And the real tribal chief is Sami Zayn.
You're lucky Devin isn't here to hear.
Yeah, Devin isn't here to listen to hear you say that.
But JD, make sure you cut out that clip right there. Use it as a short.
Yeah. But I'm torn because these two teams have amazing chemistry behind them, and they're all talented individuals and teams. And it's gonna slap hard, but it pains me to say it. Damian and Finn win. I'm sorry, KO and Sammy.
Well, the other reason I see the Judgment Day winning is because it gives Jay some backup in Sammy and KO going into Survivor Series without the titles against the Roman, Solo, and Jimmy. Even though they're still playing, where does Jimmy belong? Where does Jimmy side with? That's going to be maybe your War Games match. Maybe it's just a 3-person War Games match, if possible. It's Jay would have his backup of, hey, look, the guy who was literally telling us all along, hey, maybe Sammy's in it for himself and not for you, Roman. And
Yeah.
Have people on his back that way, because he has nobody currently. And getting the titles off of them onto someone else makes those titles no longer relevant to the Bloodline storyline. As long as they're on Sami and KO, they're still relatively relevant to that storyline.
Yeah, I can see something like that happening. Let's see. We got Legion prototypes that I see KO and Sammy winning with the help, quote unquote, with JD McDonough.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
That's an interesting, and that's a pretty good point too, because we do have him floating in the background. We have the Suit Profits floating in the background as well. There's a lot of tag teams and individuals that are kind of floating in the background with this as well.
And even look at the call-ups that are about ready to happen too soon. I mean, the Creed brothers are just right there about ready to be called up themselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that gives you another legitimate tag team right there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because this can go either way. I mean, as far as with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they haven't really been booked as like defending the tag team championship. They've been involved in trios matches. There was a little bit between KO, Sammy, and Imperium that was entertaining. But as far as like a build with them consistently defending the tag team championship, like we had with the Usos, we're not really getting it that much. And I'm gonna go with the Judgment Day here. But I feel like it could still stay with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Because Legion Prototype did bring up a good point with JD McDonough. I think he could play a part as far as breaking up the Judgment Day. Have Damian Priest leave out and JD comes in and kind of like continue the Judgment Day that way, and then Damian Priest can feud against each member besides Rhea, of course, the members of the Judgment Day at that point too, because we still have the cash in that we kind of predicted will happen. If he does successfully cash in, that will raise the issue with Finn Balor. And you can't really be tag team champions and then have this storyline of beef between them two.
Well,
So
they're best friends though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're best friends.
Sure, they're best friends. Great.
Well, yeah. JD McDonough just needs a neck brace, and
There
to
you
realize
go.
that, say,
Hey, he could be your Roger Strong. There you go. Another shout out to Roddy Strong. There you go, buddy.
Yeah, as I was talking, I'm feeling like this is the Better Than Used thing all over again. That they're going after the tag team titles. One of them has the possibility of becoming champion. They both want to be champion. And then we have a former friend of Finn Balor floating around back there with Finn Balor pretty much saying like Adam. So I'm actually gonna change it. You heard it here first. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna go with KO and Sami Zayn because I feel like the turn is coming between those two. I feel like they're not gonna win, and then Rhea is gonna go through for a threat of we're going to make changes. Maybe Damian to specially cash in. Finn and Damian have the issue with that. You have JD right there. Maybe Finn Balor and JD goes after the tag team championship and win. So that would be an interesting twist and turn.
I just hope they don't have Finn coerce Damian into cashing in at with the tag titles again.
Yeah.
Be like they lose, cash it in now. We're going for these. We're going to win these tag titles. They beat him down. He tells him to cash it in. He cashes it in, and they become tag champs.
Yeah, I'm hoping that that's not what he does. That would be a complete waste of the briefcase in this whole story.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Any other thoughts with Payback?
Do you see maybe Rhea and Dom at ringside during this match and causing some kind of calamity, maybe?
I
I
think,
think they'll help.
yeah, yeah. I think the breakup of Judgment Day might actually happen in Survivor Series, and this will be the match that helps play that out. Because, like I said, it could be Kevin and Sammy going off with Jay, or it could be Sammy and Kevin being that backup for Ray, despite LWO with Ray that way. These two guys, because they just lost their titles, want the rematch at Survivor Series. You throw in Ray and Raquel, you have Judgment Day versus the people they're feuding. So, in one match.
Yeah, I feel as though they'll be there to
Yeah.
help them out and try to interfere and stuff like that. And maybe they'll get kicked out from ringside, like we've seen it happen from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what will bring in JD McDonough, is because Rhea and Dom are not ringside, and that Finn Balor more likely will be the one that he'll come down to try to help out Finn Balor at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I see something like that happening.
Yep.
Any other final thoughts?
What do you ladies think about not having the IC title present at Payback?
Kind of
You
similar
don't.
to how I felt about the United States title. I feel as though when it's the pay-per-views, every title should be defended.
Yeah.
But WWE has pay-per-views every month, and with Triple H is saying, just because someone doesn't defend the title this month doesn't mean they're not going to defend it next month. He keeps the pay-per-views pretty short, 5-6 matches
Yeah.
tops. So with that being said, there's going to always be something left off.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
Legion Prototype said I am a bit upset that the IC title is not being defended at
And which one?
Payback.
Which one? Since we all said that this and All Out has had mediocre build-ups.
Mhm.
Which mediocre build-up pay-per-view or PLE do you guys think will do better?
Payback.
Payback or All Out?
My answer is Payback.
I feel like Payback has more matches well, let me see. It could be, I mean, Payback has All Out has the potential to have matches that'll be definitely match of the weekend with Konosuke and Kenny Omega and the Bullet Club Gold going against FTR and the Young Bucks. Those two matches have the potential to be match of the weekend, but overall pay-per-view, I think Payback will be a better
Okay.
pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I am disappointed that the IC title, and I like to call him Walter because I have friends who are Jewish, so I respect their religion and their faith. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed Gunther's Walter, whatever you want to call him, not on here because he is a star and he is the ring general. So how can you not have the ring general on
Did
your pay-per-view?
When does he break Honky Tonk's record? Is it after the pay-per-view?
I think it is.
Okay. Is it near Survivor Series or is it like shortly after this pay-per-view?
It should be shortly because I remember they
Okay.
kept saying 30 days.
Okay. Well, because it would be one of those things that if this was like day one, like his last day of doing it, I could understand him being on the card. But if they're still having another month to go, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I can see why he wouldn't be on there because you would want that record-breaking thing at a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So yeah, Gunther is at 446.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's after this pay-per-view. So before the next pay-per-view. So within less than 2 weeks, he'll break the record.
Okay. Yeah, 454 days. Yeah,
Mhm.
you'll
Yeah.
break it soon.
Yep, he's gonna break it soon. So I'm sure they're gonna have something happen. Um during Raw. He's on Raw. So yeah, I'm sure they're gonna have something at that point.
Mhm.
All right. But
So
yeah, so with all that, that is the end of the episode. Thank everyone for tuning in and watching. Thank you, Braden and Courtney, for coming in and doing your predictions along with me as well. Let's let the people know where they can find you, Courtney. Let's start with you.
All right, so where you can find me on the Bloodline Network Discord. We have Discord. Yes, that's right. The Wonder Woman leads you in a positive way and with a positive message on our Discord. Also, please check out my Instagram, Courtney Holland 35, and check out my threads, which is Courtney Holland 35. Yes, I moved from the X does not mark the spot, but I'm still on there. Miss Courtney 28. It's a lot, but hey, I'll help you get your day started, and yeah.
There we
Well,
go.
well, you guys can find me, Braden the Binbuster, right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network on every Tuesday with the Director's Cut, where I deep dive into the world of movies. What's coming next Tuesday, you ask? Well, I'm diving into the Equalizer franchise because the third one's coming out this weekend. Is Denzel Washington's third a triumph of this franchise, or is it going to be a failure, just like all the other sequels seem to be this summer? So I'll be talking about that. And you can also find me on all social medias at the Binbuster. It's that second half of the name right there. The Binbuster. You can check it out there. I talk movies on my channel too, so check me out at Binbuster right here on YouTube as well.
Thank you.
First Lady.
So much. Yes.
It's all yours.
And you can find me on Twitter or the X at JDC137. You can find the podcast at Wrestlebread as well. You click the links in the bio for all the socials. Be sure to tune in to BloodlineNetwork.com. You find whatever podcaster or writer that speaks to you. We cover it all, okay? Like Graydon said, you can catch him, you can catch Courtney and everything. Go on to BloodlineNetwork.com and check out everything there. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe as well. And then finally, we have merchandise. We have a sale going on right now. So be sure to go to bloodlinenetwork.com/merch to get your t-shirt. Only $13. Okay. Get your t-shirt and get acknowledged. We have 30% off the entire shop as well. As Courtney is showing off her shirt as well. But you can also, oh yes, Getcho says for your pleasure. Yes. Shout out to everyone. But yes, you can also find this podcast live, LIVE live, yeah, every Thursday at 9 p.m. EST, exclusively on the Bloodline Entertainment Network YouTube channel. And if you're a gaming fan, you can check me out Late Night Gaming with JD Mondays at 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So after Raw goes off, hop on over to the Twitch. I am currently playing Last of Us. And then on Tuesdays is Star Wars Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. EST. I am playing Jedi Survivor. Even if you're not a gaming fan, you can hop on into the chat. I normally am talking about whatever. We've been talking about earlier this week. It was the 30th anniversary of the first episode of Power Rangers. So we was talking about all that. We've been talking about MCU versus DC and everything like that. Things are coming out and everything. So be sure to hop into the Twitch and catch your girl out. But like I said, check out bloodlinenetwork.com. We have a host of podcasts and amazing articles on the website as well. So like I always say, go check it out. See what show you enjoy the most. Follow that podcaster or writer, and we welcome you to the Bloodline. And first of all, shout out to the chat. Thank you everyone for tuning in and chatting it up. Shout out to Legion Prototype for coming in and chatting and everything like that. And yeah, so thanks to everyone for watching. Be sure to catch the watch along as well. We are doing 2 of them. One for Payback. Be sure to check it out. Come back on here on either YouTube or Twitch to watch it along with us. And we will be doing All Out, hosted by yours truly, of course. So be sure to check out all the watch alongs. We have a great time in there. Even if you don't really like AEW or if you don't like WWE, still come on in. We have a great time. We chat it up. We make jokes and everything like that. We play the crazy clips and everything. So yeah, but thank you to everyone watching. And until next time, guys, peace. You're listening to the Wrestlebread podcast.
Yowie wow!